Good afternoon, everyone. All of us are working, studying, spending 1/3 of our time at work. That's 8 hours a day so that we can get a good job or a promotion or just grow our own venture. So, how does one ensure growth? To answer that question, I have to tell you a story about our favorite vada pav, at least my favorite. But here's a twist. It's a competition between the Indian vada pav and the Chinese vada pav, also called the bao. My partner and I, we started our first venture of healthy food chain serving baos. We had the idea, we had the funds, and we even hired some great talent. We had fewer limitations and a good pool of resources. On the contrary was a vada pav seller in Bombay. He had limited funds and resources. Our focus was clear: to increase the number of outlets and compete with the big food chains. The man selling the vada pav was only focused on his product. He bought several changes in his operations and customer service. Everyone enjoys having the vada pav in the rains, right? He put a shade for his customers to enjoy that experience. He shifted the non-core operations at the back. He increased the size of the vada basis the feedback he got from his customers. Month on month, year on year, he made these small improvements and he innovated. The result? He started his second store, has employed more than 15 people, and has been in the business since the past 35 years. Whereas we shut operations after a year. So, what did we miss out on? We lacked the mindset to innovate, and we continued to copy the market. That's where we went wrong. Whereas the vada pav seller wasn't competing with others, but only with himself, and was innovating every time. So every time you innovate or disrupt, you jump that S curve, even if it's a very small fraction. This helps to increase the span of your business cycle. The seller was doing exactly that. He was constantly making these small improvements and growing for 35 years. This can be done by anybody, even with limited resources. And anybody can fail if they do not innovate, even if it's a large company with infinite resources. Which gets me to the second story of the day. Everyone knows Netflix. Netflix started as the online DVD rental store to disrupt the video rental business. But in order to provide a better and an easier way to distribute the videos, they evolved themselves from a DVD rental business to the online streaming video business. And they now are in a position to disrupt the television and the movie business. So they kept innovating the business models in order to survive. The close competitor was a DVD rental store company called the Blockbuster, with billions of dollars of revenue and 84,000 employees. I hope some of you must have heard about them. In 2010, they filed for bankruptcy. They failed to survive, let alone grow. Why? They didn't realize what the user needed. Users want to be lazy. They want every single task to be done while sitting on their couch. Large companies have the tools and the knowledge, and they are great at execution. They lack only one thing: they lack the mindset to innovate. Sometimes. Blockbuster did wonderfully well on execution, but stopped innovating. Reasons we don't know. But in later years, they tried to move to the DVD on mail and the online streaming business, but it was just too late. Blockbuster never jumped that S curve, and their business came to the halt. at the end of the usual business cycle. So, to grow infinitely, all you have to do is survive and outlast everyone else. And you can keep jumping that S curve. The only way you can do that is when you innovate and better yourself, even if it's just that 1% a day. Even in our personal lives, if you work every day on solving a problem and bettering yourself, even if it's that 1%, it will go a very long way. It could be a small problem which you face in your day-to-day life. So in my next example, I'm going to talk about a product which was invented while solving a day-to-day problem. I learned from the failure of the bow business. I currently run a successful marketing and consulting company where we work with clients intending to innovate. We help startups develop new markets and new products, especially the ones that solve an existing pain point, and we launch them in the international markets. One of our recent innovation which I worked on was to solve this problem, the drain hair problem. So I worked upon a wash basin filter that cuts the jammed hair with a push of a button, and it unclogs the drain. It's a very simple solution to a problem which a lot of people face, the disgusting hair. The first version which we launched was copied by a competing firm. But we didn't focus on the competing firm too much, but instead we focused on bettering the existing product. We relooked at our product and we tweaked it. The result, it was a longer shelf life and we lowered the cost of the production. Ultimately, we could pass this on to the consumer and price it lower. So we started with a mindset to make our lives better and to solve a very basic problem which a lot of people face in the morning, which led to the innovation and then to the business. So we need to remember that innovation is not just a single flash of an idea, but a constant process. While we hear the saying, everything has a limit, quite often nobody answers the question what that limit is. So here it is. It tends to infinity, and when it comes to innovation, there is no limit to growth. And to conclude the talk with a giveaway for everyone watching, to grow infinitely, all you need to do is simply outlast everyone. The only way you can do that is when you innovate with a mindset that you're competing with yourself and not others, making yourself better in the process, even if it's just that fraction. You will grow infinitely. Anyone can do this, even with limited resources. Thank you.